Hey there, good morning or afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to our weekly series in Food Biz Builder. I am really excited to be here this week because I want to announce and share with you guys that I'm giving 2 presentations in the upcoming weeks, and I'm happy to share the outlines of those presentations with you here in our group. What's amazing about it is I am presenting at a national conference, but I also have the opportunity to kind of take the core of that information and share it with you guys in how it will apply to your business here. So the first one is successful restaurant management kind of post-pandemic. I realize that the idea of post-pandemic is a little too soon. We certainly have, are we over the pandemic yet or not? It's unclear. But we are at a stage that we are no longer in the beginning of the pandemic. We're no longer shut down and everybody at home. And now the world has changed. And how we run restaurants and how we have successful restaurants is different today than it has ever been in our careers. So the first one is my six-step process to successful food business management. Successful restaurants. How do we run successful restaurants today? What do we need to look at that has happened in the last couple of years? And how has that business model changed? So I'm excited to share that content with you, and that'll really apply for anybody who hasn't updated their business model in the last couple of years. The second one is post-pandemic financial modeling, right? The financial overview of restaurants has changed. We had a model that was largely based upon inexpensive labor and inexpensive ingredients, and those are no longer really true, right? At least technically. And so now we need to figure out how to make it work. And we have a lot of myths in this industry, right? I spent 30 years as a chef. I know the myths and the culture that comes with it. Here's the thing. We have this story that it's a really tough industry. It's really hard to succeed. It's nearly impossible. And we have to match this mythical idea of what everybody has to have a specific food cost, right? In fine dining freestanding restaurants, that's like used to be 36%. Then it was 33, then it was 30, and now we're like talking about below 30. How do we make a below 30 food cost, 30% that is food cost, in an industry where we're having supply chain issues and the cost of ingredients are going up all the time? How do we manage that? Well, the first one I want to share with you is the only thing that matters about your food cost is that it's consistent in relation to yourself. What somebody else is doing with their food costs is just like the kindergarten playground. It is no concern of ours what anybody else is doing. We need to pay attention to our own business. And once we do that, we can really work out the importance of your food costing. The other thing is to know is that there's no one specific food cost or labor cost that is required. The biggest thing that's most important about our financials is it's like an outfit, right? How does it all work together? As long as it all works together, you can do whatever you want. I have a client that wanted to have a 47% labor cost in a financial model that we built a couple of years ago. And I nearly fell over because that's a number that I have never dealt with. I never believed, and it didn't make any sense. I always believed that labor cost had to be as low as possible. But when we crunched all their numbers and built their model, it actually worked for them. So not that I recommend just randomly deciding that's what we're going to do, but the main thing is to show that this number that looks like it's way out of proportion is really what matters is that the whole works together. And so in financial modeling post-pandemic, for the post-pandemic, when numbers have changed and we're no longer working on old assumptions of a financial model that wasn't really working anyway, now we have the opportunity to rebuild it. So I'm really excited about that. I'm going to jump in and I'm going to share with that more about that. If you have questions on any of those 2 topics, like what is burning your desire, if you had 3 magical wishes that you wanted to know about it, jump into the comments and let me know how I can support you in that arena. I'm looking forward to working with you on this. Take good care. See you soon.